I was just like, man, this is the moment that, you know, I've been dreaming about every day, you know, since I came back to this team, holding up the trophy. It really still hasn't hit me yet, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, we won. So right now I'm just trying to enjoy this moment and very thankful and grateful just to have this opportunity. And this is a blessing from the Most High. So I am, oh man, I don't have a lot of words. I'm just very grateful.
We're here and we're still celebrating the chip, and we will continue to do that for a long time. How awesome was the Dwight Howard storyline?
Incredible. I mean, if you go back to when he joined the team back in 2012, a lot of hype, a lot of hoopla. He was supposed to lead them back to the finals. I remember going on a radio show that year saying, all right, who are the Lakers going to play for the championship? And that turned out to be a big phony step for me. I kind of want to take that one back. Fast forward to just a year ago when he signed, and you know the expectations lower, and I really like how he embraced his role coming off the bench. You know, finally he realized, all right, can't be Superman, but can still come out of the phone booth from time to time. And I thought he really did a nice job. Really helped win that Denver series. Crossed up Jokic a lot, really got him off his game. What another story of reclamation and redemption for the Lakers this was.
Well, we remember it all started, of course, when DeMarcus Cousins got hurt, and that would have been a totally different look at this team. Rob Pelinka brings him in for a workout, and I think that was universally met by some skepticism. But got to give credit to Rob there in that instance for seeing something, whether it was in the interview that they did and noticing a change in Dwight that just wasn't there in Washington, it wasn't there in Charlotte, it wasn't there in Houston or Atlanta. Like, he had 4 straight stops that did not end well. And why was this going to be different? Well, whatever it was that clicked in for Dwight, it translated immediately on the basketball court when you saw he wasn't trying to do anything other than set screens, roll to the rim, play defense, cheer on his teammates, be a positive influence in the locker room, and you just have to give him all the credit because that was not something that was expected before the season started.
It was great to see him do it on a big stage again. Listen, the first 8-9 years of his career, he proved that he should be in the Hall of Fame. He's got all the stats. He's got the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year awards. But then to win one. Is there a question now, Bress, about the Hall of Fame for Dwight?
No, I would have said before this he's in. He did get to the finals at one time, lost to the Lakers, obviously, but this definitely cements it. I mean, he was Defensive Player of the Year numerous times, led the league in rebounding for seemingly an entire decade. I feel good for the guy. And you know, the timeline we just put up there reminded me that he was indeed on a non-guaranteed deal. You know, the Lakers said, all right, we're going to accept you. We'll let you have a second tour with this team, but you need to show us that you deserve it. You earn it, and he did. That contract became fully vested in the month of January, and it was much deserved for Dwight.
Yeah, no, it's automatic Hall of Fame.
You look, you just look at that right there.
It's easy. It's easy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a nice list.
Yeah, and just the amount of times that he was on the All-NBA first team also, like he was the best center in the league for a good 6-7 years.
Yeah. What are you hearing about the rumors? Golden State interested?
I mean, so rumors, this is rumor season, right? Free agency is going to approach.
Especially when a guy wins, right? Mike,
but the bottom line is Dwight showed that he can be a valuable starting center in the NBA, like just clearly. Now, is he going to finish every game? No, especially if you have Anthony Davis, right? But many teams don't. So, I think that a lot of teams would want Dwight's services. What Dwight wants to do, I think he's going to have some options, and maybe he wants to stay and defend the title. So we don't know yet. He hasn't said anything about it, but am I surprised that teams would be expressing, whether through rumors or not, interest in Dwight or several of the Lakers players, right? They have a lot of good players that played well.
I'm signed for the next couple of years, Mike, so I'm
happy to
when we return, we'll go all access during the Lakers series, clinching Game 6 victory over the Miami Heat. Backstage Lakers coming up next. Plus, we'll weigh in.
Franchise. Jeannie, I told Jeannie when I came here that I was going to put this franchise back in the position where it belongs. Her late great father did it for so many years, and she just, took it on after that. And for me to be a part of such a historical franchise is it's an unbelievable feeling. Not only for myself, but for my teammates, for the organization, for the coaches, for the trainers, everybody that's here. We just want our respect. Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogel wants his respect. Our organization wants their respect. Laker Nation wants their respect. And I want my damn respect, too.
For the people in the back. Oh, yeah. LeBron James. Now time for the way too soon NBA Power Rankings, but that's what we do.
I like
it's an off-season show, guys.
I like it.
Mike Trudell, number 5.
Number 5, I'm going to go Boston Celtics.
No, I'm just kidding.
Peter. Yeah, I'm not saying
very
that
good.
I'm not saying that I love them.
No, they're very good at
Or
basketball.
anything, but I think they have one clear weakness, and that's just getting another front court player. I think that they have Hayward, who had a bunch of weird injuries, wasn't quite able to get up to his potential. But I love the two-way wings in Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think it's a nice foundation, so I had them at number 5.
And if you've watched the last 3 years, you can tell the Celtics are knocking on the door. They're not there yet, but they're getting real close with some young superstars. All right, Brez, number 5 for you.
Geet, you ready to boo again? I got the Clippers at number 5.
Number 5?
Yeah, I've got them a little bit lower than most people might have them, and the chorus of boos. I want to see how this new coaching system looks. Obviously, a big change going from Doc to Ty Lue. Probably a good hire for them. And also Montrezl Harrell. I assume he comes back to them. Just want to see what happens with that. And he kind of faded a little bit in the playoffs. So how's he looking next year? How's the coaching staff going to be? 5 sounds about right to me.
Listen, as much grief as I'd love to give Clipper fans, and I do,
Yeah.
I also know that is a great basketball team
yeah.
across the hall, and they deserve to be in the top 5. Mike, who do you have for number 4?
Yeah, let's stick with the Clippers, and I put them at number 4. Now, I think that they have the upside in terms of if they get things together. And one of the things they can do is think, how did the Lakers win last year? Okay, clearly LeBron and AD, and then the other guys support them.
Yes.
They play defense. They're veterans. They get it. I don't think they had that last year. They had a couple guys off the bench that still kind of wanted to play a different way. And so that should be something that Ty Lue can change. And therefore, they could move up. But I think that at least you have to have them at 4 based on the talent and what they've shown in terms of depth of roster.
Yeah, and they, a lot like the Lakers, are a very versatile team. They can beat you in a number of different ways, and they can defend. I think Ty Lue's going to do a great job there. Number 3?
Number 4 for me is actually
number 4,
the Miami Heat. Why are they so low? Again, got some stuff to think about during the offseason. Goran Dragic, is he back? He's a free agent. Miami probably brings him back, but you never know how these negotiations go. Maybe he wants a fresh start somewhere else, more money, more years, whatever it might be. Nothing wrong with what they just did. And a very good young nucleus, plus Jimmy Butler. If Dragic comes back, they'll probably move up on that list.
Maybe this is a little giveaway, but is that your number 1 team in the East?
Yeah, it is actually.
Looks like it on your
point.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 3.
All right, I went with Denver at number 3. Was impressed with how they played all around.
Man,
now
that's a fun team.
The whole point of these 2 early rankings is that this depends on a couple of things. The worry that I have for them in terms of their ultimate upside is that Murray and Jokic are amazing offensive players. They don't give you a ton defensively. And to win a title, I think your 2 best players have to be able to play both ways.
Yeah.
And so that's what I had for number 2 and number 1. We'll have that obviously, but nonetheless, they're deep, a lot of talent. I think they'll win a lot of regular season games. And Jokic and Murray both made a leap in the postseason, so there's 3 for me.
People have forgotten about your number 3, Brez.
I did too initially. I had to get back to the producer and say the Golden State Warriors got to get them in there, be more, and he did. And, it's fascinating. What are they going to be? Are they going to be maybe the first or second best team in the West? Or are they going to drop a little bit, maybe do some load management? I feel like these guys on their team haven't played since like 2017, guys. I mean, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry.
It does feel that way. Yeah.
It's been forever, right? Wiggins looked pretty good with them when they acquired him. Yeah. Obviously, they've got that number 2 pick. What are they going to do with that? And you can't forget Draymond Green among all this. His second career as an analyst was kind of fun to watch during the playoffs. Pretty good basketball player.
I, for one, am elated they're back.
Yeah.
It's so much fun having the Warriors back in the mix. It's just going to make the West that much tougher and enjoyable for NBA fans.
Talent there.
Trudell, too?
Yeah, I didn't have the Warriors in there, but I think that they could move their number 2 pick and get another vet. They're the team that has the most upside coming in that could easily slide in, and I think they'll be a better playoff team than they are a regular season team as they figure stuff out. But for number 2, I gave the respect to the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
Now they're going to have, as Brez mentioned, with Dragic, they're going to see if he gets re-signed. But they don't have any bad contracts left, really. They've got some room, I think, to bring in a couple other pieces. And I think a lot of teams watched them play in the bubble and were like, I like this formula.
Yeah.
Jimmy, it's Bam. Who got better than Bam last year? I mean, maybe you throw in Brandon Ingram, but so Bam is going to keep continuing to get better. They've got the young shooters on the perimeter. So I just like the mix they have there, and I think that they have a system now that they can bring players in to complement what they already have. So I like their upside.
This team finished 5th in the East. I think you both gave them a lot of love and respect, and I think they've earned it. I love seeing them in your top 5s. Brez, number 2?
Trudell's number 3 is my number 2, the Denver Nuggets. Fun team, young team. Keep in mind, Will Barton did not even participate in the bubble. They still did some pretty good stuff, got all the way to the West Finals. Paul Millsap off their books. That's a good news, bad news thing. He was making a ton of money, but now they can maybe look elsewhere. They want to maybe bring him back, a good, tough veteran, and, of course, really a young, good nucleus with Jokic, Murray, and Michael Porter Jr.
That's the most intriguing thing to me, Brez.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr., who they've been bringing along slowly because of the injuries, popped in the bubble.
So good.
What does he look like going into next year is going to be big for the Nuggets. Brez, Trudell, number 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know what that's going to be, right? The Lakers were the clear champion. They're going to be the clear number 1 seed in terms of what Vegas is going to expect, what all we are going to expect. And I think it's for a couple things. One, LeBron and AD, fully healthy, couldn't have better chemistry on or off the court. That's the best nucleus you could possibly have. They've got a lot of guys that are free agents or could be free agents if they take their player options. But they also have the ability to bring in potentially a mid-level type player, and they haven't really been able to do that in recent years. Like, if that's a player, I think this year with a lot of teams not having money, that could be a much better player than you could typically get in that type of a spot. So chance to improve an already good roster with an established culture with the defense. Yeah, they're the number 1 seed, clearly.
Guess the only concern would be, Brez, is there a hangover? We're starting this season right up again. Yeah, there's going to be some concerns.
That and
age.
And every great champion kind of gets plundered a little bit in free agency, and that's what might happen. Maybe KCP leaves, maybe Rondo leaves, maybe Dwight leaves, like we already spoke about. Who's back for these guys? And the Lakers. Keep in mind they did this all without Avery Bradley.
Crusoe's back, Brez.
Cruso's back. Got to get him back.
You know what?
Taylor
They're the champs.
Cruso's back.
Yeah, they're still the obvious number 1. I'd like to see them keep most of that roster intact. Time will tell, though.
Here's a look at ESPN's way too soon power rankings for next season.
2.
Wow, they got the Bucks at 3. They got the Lakers at 1. They got Ty Lue as the new coach of the Clippers at 2. The Mavericks at 5, and the Mavericks jump ahead of the Warriors, Celtics, Sixers, Heat, and Nets.
Heat at 9.
Yeah, I think
see
the Bucks
that
are,
yet.
The
I
Bucks
know they're
are
going to be good.
too high there.
Yeah,
Mavericks
games.
get it a little bit, but the Heat got to get a little more respect there.
All right, guys, title number 17 for the Purple and Gold was the first since 2010, and it was truly something special for all of Laker Nation. It's been over a week, and I'm still celebrating, and in honor of keeping the party going, let's look back at Game 6 clincher and championship celebration, backstage Laker style.